Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2015, and you may like to listen to the other one I did for the whole of 2015 for all of the signs together, just the overview. There should be a link to that here. And also, just for your information, this is going to be written up on my website, and you'll be able to see the Mercury retrogrades and the times of those, etc. There will be more detail, but here is the overview anyway. And there's going to be 2 solar eclipses, and the first one's going to be on March the 20th, right on the cusp of Pisces and Aries. Eclipses are important from the point of view that they tend to unfold over the subsequent 6 months. So it's advisable to do something within the 24-hour period of the eclipse, which is setting the trend, setting the precedence, setting the intention for how you want things to be. This particular one is on Mercury, Neptune, or rather it's on the same day as Mercury is conjuncting Neptune in early Pisces, so there could be a little bit of a feeling of confusion or something hanging fire or something up in the air, something unclear, or it could be a feeling of why didn't they listen, and somebody else getting the wrong end of the stick, and it just can mean that there is a lack of clarity swirling around. So make sure that you're as clear as you possibly can be in all communications. Also getting a better perspective on your direction in life, getting the information, getting the knowledge, getting the expert advice that helps you to join up the dots. That could be one going on here for you, but also getting a bit better perspective on how to achieve certain goals and ambitions, and ringing in the changes in the way that you would like them to be over the subsequent 6 months. Now, there's going to be another solar eclipse in your in Virgo. That's going to be in your 3rd house, and that's the area of communications, education, and so fresh starts through those areas there, ringing the changes through maybe making a very useful new connection, or a series of connections, through paperwork, maybe forms, through your relationship with those in a sort of fleeting way, or maybe with siblings, maybe with blood brothers and sisters, but also with soul brothers and sisters. And there's got a real sort of feeling of socializing, mixing and mingling with it. So fresh starts coming through that area there. So if there's some phone call you should have made, or some message that you should have sent, try to do it within the 24-hour window before the eclipse, the nearer to the eclipse as you can, nearest to the eclipse as you can. You can find out actually the actual time of the eclipse by Googling it. Now, astrologically speaking, as one of the cardinal signs, there has been a lot of planetary action having a real strong impact on your sign. In 2015, we still have Uranus and Pluto making, creating quite a stir and making waves, but they will be close up until mid-April, and then this is the year that actually that particular famous or infamous aspect starts to pull apart. So we get Uranus galloping on ahead, and Pluto slowly just plodding through. So they're getting further away from each other, but I made another video about this. They will still be in conflicting signs for many years, but at least they're not in that very sharp, harsh aspect with each other, which kind of fire starts, which triggers off things. So for you, as one of the cardinal signs, there will generally be this trending upwards, because you're not, especially if you were born slightly later in in, it'll be July, then you will not be getting the two of them on your sun both at the same time. So you Cancerians born the 2nd to the 14th of July will be feeling Uranus, or with 11 to 21 degrees rising the most. And you born between the 4th and the 8th of July will be getting Pluto the most. So between the 8th and the 14th, if you're born there, you're not getting the both of them at the same time, as you have been, as you Cancerians have been. Now, remember as well, I've said before that I give you the degrees because you can find out the degrees of your natal chart. There's plenty of online free resources to do that. And the descriptions I'm giving, as per my knowledge and experience, in a very pre-seed way, is just really relating to perhaps the most strongly aspect. But the further away the degree is from anything in your natal chart, the less your natal chart is going to resonate with the current transit. It'll be more diluted, but it'll still be going on, but it'll be more diluted. That's to say with your sun, but with any other planet as well. Okay, so now Uranus will continue being in hard angle to your sun, bringing in change, and particularly to do with your general life direction, your role in the world, and when it becomes close to a certain degree in your chart as well, you're going to feel that the most. But a previous trajectory or setup may have to be abandoned, or at least really quite seriously tweaked to be able to fit in with the criterion of Uranus's new ideas. I've likened it to us putting a particular destination in our sat-nav or our GPS, thinking that we're going to end up, somewhere, perhaps to go shopping or to visit somebody, and we end up on the edge of a cliff overlooking, the most beautiful wide ocean, and thinking, how the hell did I get here? What's this about? Well, that's the kind of thing that Uranus, the Dorothy planet, can do. Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, of course, the whirlwind. And it's an unpredictable energy, excuse me. But on the plus side, it's a really magical energy. It's innovative. It's having that in this long transit through your career sector, but also the general direction of your life, means that change is going to be happening when you actually made other plans, and the more flexible you are, the better off. Uranus actually is the ruler of anything to do with the internet. It's the ruler of group affiliations, having a membership within a certain collective of common sort of something in common, or kindred spirits, that kind of thing, which is also to do with the internet as well. But it can be in other ways, like, I don't know, short mat bowling or the golf club. I mean, I don't know. And it's got the most amazing. It's the energy of the sorcerer, the magician. It's got the most amazing knack of bringing something out of a clear blue sky that lands on our lap, and maybe we don't even notice that it's arrived. We don't get it. We don't see it, because it's a bit like one of those drawings or those paintings where you have to change the focus of your eyes to see the image that's hidden in the pattern. That's Uranian kind of magic, and it does rule magicians and the like. So there can be a significant growth process going on in your career area, but through unpredictability, through just putting your eyes in a different kind of focus, and maybe looking into an area which you wouldn't have seen yourself going into at all, or picking up some knowledge from something and then weaving it into, you know, your main kind of path, as it were. Now, Venus is in a very long transit this year. Venus is going to be in Leo from June the 6th to September the 18th, which is potentially good news for you, because that lands Venus with her ability to bring good things in your direction in actually a materialistic area, in a money area, in an area to do with finances, property, possessions of all kinds. So it's also the field of your innate talents. And with Venus in this long transit here, you could get yourself a good deal, but also you could find how to capitalize on one of those talents, or more than one. You could also do well with a property negotiation, or just, you know, get a bargain in something smaller, or a series of bargains. Or you could find that you are appreciated and remunerated well for what you are offering, and your talent becomes more lucrative. Jupiter is also there, so this is really going to be a bumper time for you in that material sense, but also to do with assets, and those are, you know, external assets. So it's definitely time to capitalize on those, but also your internal assets, your natural assets that you have. So work them, Cancer, and it can attract useful resources or opportunities, goodies in the pipeline for you. If you make hay while the sun shines, put yourself in the sorts of environments, ask, you know, knock on the door and ask. Because if ever there was a time, if you need something, a resource, or funding, or anything like this, is the time to go for it, particularly with Venus in there. So yeah, and Venus actually teams up with Jupiter from the 25th of June to the 7th of July, a really short amount of time, just over a week, well, about 10 days. But a lot can be achieved over the whole transit, really. But in that one particularly stands out, and it's if you were born in that time there, then your chart for the coming year is going to be pretty stunningly, amazingly promising. I'm going to say promising because we can all mess it up, can't we? And we don't even know we're doing it, because it's to do with our reactions, it's to do with our habits, and it's to do with maybe our own narrow-mindedness. However, the potential, the sort of the kitty, the pot of gold, as it were, is there. Now, of course, this is running parallel with other transits, so just plucking that one out on its own really isn't fair. So put that one back in, give it a stir around, and look at what Saturn's doing, which actually, in your case, could have you working harder. But I just want to mention what's happening to Jupiter next. Jupiter, even though Venus stays in there until October the 9th, Jupiter moves out of that area and goes into Virgo, which is your communications area. It's the area to do with education as well. And that's you developing and learning, excuse me. Just getting rid of the starlings because they keep stealing all the food from the little birds, you know, in the garden. So sorry about that. So this will be meaning that you could be learning a lot. This could be you benefiting from sharing your knowledge with others, but also learning a lot, signing up for a course, training, that kind of thing, improving your communication style, your presentation style, a good time to promote something. In your locality could be a busy hub of social activity. and you can, through all the chatter and the mixing and the mingling, learn a lot, but also share a lot as well. And your mental map will definitely be expanding. You'll be toing and froing probably a lot more for whatever the reason. And Jupiter is going to, Jupiter is a great teacher planet, so new pathways will be carved. You'll go down some dead ends, but then, you'll come back, and then you'll find that you get on the right road with a following wind, and you'll be sort of whistling a happy tune. It's definitely going to boost your spirits, this one. You Cancerians born up to just after mid-July, or with up to 23 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most. So the whole of a sign up to just after mid-July. Now then, Saturn is in a new area. This is the Stitch in Time Saves 9 area. Will be there until 2017. So you need to work harder this year. You will feel that you need to keep out ahead of maintenance, repairs, just keeping a little bit in front there with things, getting your act together, and being maybe working harder, being there for others, being there to support, being there to assist, not monopolizing 100% of your time, but you want to get something done, you want to achieve something, you want to build something, you got to work harder, and that's it. Full stop, moving on. So Saturn is going to be in that transit all year, except between June the 15th and September the 18th, or the 14th to the 17th, depending on where you are. This is also the area of health as well. It might be your health, it might be somebody else's health, but again, keeping just a little bit ahead, tackling things as and when they arise, and of course looking into the alternative area and energy healing. And now Saturn comes out of there, goes back into Scorpio, and that's between the 14th, 15th and 17th, 18th, 14th, 15th of June, 17th, 18th of September. And then you are working harder because of children, because of creative interests, speculative activities, investment activities, leisure activities. You working hard, gradually getting better at something that you enjoy, actually. You Cancerians born from the 17th of July, or from 27 degrees Cancer rising, going to feel that vibration the most. And Cancerians born up to, I said that already, okay. And then now Pluto is in Capricorn. That's helping you decide what sort of personal or professional interactions are most worthwhile to you. You want to cut out the fluff. You want to get to the truth of things. In relationships, there can be some intense interchanges at times, whether that's family relationships, working relationships, love relationships, really, really cutting to the absolute marrow, and but it's going to help you to mature, help you to realize certain things, help you to get to your own bottom line, and perhaps change your values a little bit. Pluto, the planet of manipulation and control, means that you may encounter these factors in your interactions with others at certain stages, but also you may come across like that to somebody as well, and they feel manipulated or controlled or coerced, or even blackmailed, by you, and maybe you didn't even realize you were doing it. But after a period of disorientation, you regenerate, you strengthen, you get the thing in perspective. And you Cancerians born from the 4th to the 8th of July with 12 to 16 degrees rising are going to feel that energy the most. And then the beneficial effect of Neptune is continuing to function through in a very idealistic way. You could be more a spiritual seeker. You could connect in a spiritual, supportive way with people at a distance, or they could connect with you in that way. developing yourself through academia, through arts, through intellectual, pursuing something intellectual, or in fact putting your spirituality out there in a bigger way, your ability to heal out there in a bigger way, your belief system out there in a bigger way. But remember, keep it real, keep it real, keep it real. And you Cancerians born 26th of July to the 3rd of June to the 3rd of July are going to feel that energy the most. And that's it for 2015. I wish you all the very best in the whole year, and I will see you again soon.